Look at your hands. Are they shaking? Look in the mirror. Do you even recognize that guy looking back at you? You used to have fire in your eyes. You had goals, you had a plan, you had peace. And then she walked in. Now? You're a ghost of yourself. You're checking your phone every 3 minutes, your bank account is bleeding, and your chest feels like someone's sitting on it every damn night. You think you're in love? No, bro, you're in a hostage situation. You've been sold a lie that love is sacrifice. But who's sacrificing? Just you. She's taking, and you're giving until there's nothing left but a hollow shell. If you don't wake up right now, you're going to wake up in 10 years with half your assets gone, your kids seeing you as a weakling, and a heart so broken it'll never beat the same way again. This isn't just dating advice. This is a survival manual for your soul. Before we dive into the 6 types of women who will literally destroy your existence, do yourself a favor. If you're tired of being the nice guy who finishes last, if you're tired of being manipulated, hit that subscribe button right now. Join the brotherhood. We don't do sugarcoating here. We do reality. Don't let this message slip away, because the algorithm won't show you this truth twice. Now let's talk about the women you need to avoid like a plague if you want to keep your sanity. This woman is a master of the sad girl aesthetic. When you meet her, she won't tell you about her achievements. She'll tell you about her scars. She'll tell you how her father abandoned her, how her last 3 boyfriends were narcissists, and how the world just doesn't understand her beautiful, fragile soul. The trap. Your masculine instinct is to be a protector. You see a wounded bird and you want to build her a nest. You think, I'll be the one to show her what real love is. Congratulations, you just walked into a trap. The reality. To her, your love is just a bandage. But the thing about bandages, once the wound stops stinging, they're thrown in the trash. She doesn't want to get better. If she got better, she wouldn't have any power over you. She uses her trauma as a get-out-of-jail-free card. If she cheats, it's because of my abandonment issues. If she screams at you for 3 hours, I'm just triggered. You'll spend 50 minutes of every hour apologizing for things you didn't even do. You become her therapist, her punching bag, and her ATM, but never her partner. She will drain your emotional battery until you're literally too exhausted to go to work or see your friends. A woman who refuses to heal is a woman who will eventually break you. She lives for the ding. That notification sound on her phone is her oxygen. She's the girl who has 5,000 friends on Facebook and 50 unread DMs from randoms that she keeps around just for networking. The slang vibe. She's a clout chaser. She's addicted to the male gaze. Even when she's sitting right next to you at dinner, she's checking to see how many likes her latest soft porn selfie got. The damage. Being with a validation junkie is like owning a Ferrari that everyone else has the keys to. She'll tell you, oh, he's just a friend, or you're being insecure. But deep down, you know, she needs the backup. She needs to know that if you ever stop performing, she has a line of simps waiting to take your place. This woman will never be loyal. Loyalty requires a quiet ego, and her ego is a screaming monster that needs constant feeding. She will make you feel like you're constantly competing for her attention. You'll find yourself looking through her phone at 2 a.m. feeling like a loser. That's not a relationship, that's a slow-motion car crash. If she values the opinions of strangers over your peace of mind, she's already gone. Let's get one thing straight. Every woman wants security. That's biological. But the strategist? She's not looking for security. She's looking for a payout. She views men as assets. The reality. She's checking the brand of your watch before she checks the character in your heart. She doesn't care about your dreams. She cares about your net worth. If you lost your job tomorrow, would she stay? Hell no. She'd be reevaluating the relationship before your last paycheck cleared. She'll push you to work 80 hours a week, not so you can be successful, but so she can buy more designer bags to show off to women she doesn't even like. She is high maintenance with zero contribution. She'll treat your money as our money and her money as my money. Over 50 minutes of a life spent with her, you'll realize you're not a husband. You're an unpaid employee in her luxury lifestyle. If she loves your lifestyle more than she loves you, she's a predator. Some people find peace boring. This woman is one of them. If life is going well, bills are paid, relationship is stable, she will literally start a fire just to watch it burn. The vibe. She lives for the toxic cycle. The screaming, the crying, the I'm leaving you, followed by the intense makeup sex. It's a drug to her. She'll pick a fight on your birthday. She'll bring up an argument from 3 years ago just when you're about to fall asleep. The damage. This destroys a man's nervous system. You'll develop high blood pressure, anxiety, and a short fuse. You'll start acting like a beta because you're constantly trying to appease her just to get 5 minutes of silence. She will weaponize your secrets. In her mind, intensity is love. But it's not. It's a mental health crisis disguised as a romance. A man's home should be his sanctuary, his fortress of solitude. If she turns your home into a circus, she has to go. This is the most dangerous because you won't see her coming. In the beginning, she was the one. She liked your music, she liked your hobbies, she even liked your annoying dog. It felt like destiny, the slang. This is called mirroring and love bombing. She studied you like a scientist studies a lab rat. She became your dream girl just to lower your guard. The reality. Once she knows you're hooked, maybe you moved in, maybe you got engaged, the devaluation begins. The sweet girl disappears and is replaced by a cold, calculating stranger. She will gaslight you until you think you're the one who's crazy. She'll isolate you from your family, telling you they don't really love you. By the time you realize who she is, your self-esteem is at zero. You're broke, lonely, and questioning your reality. The chameleon doesn't have a soul. She just wears yours like a coat. If the perfect woman suddenly becomes your worst nightmare, don't try to fix her. You can't fix a void. You just run. Let's get real for a second. Why are you even listening to this? It's because deep down, you know something is wrong. You felt that pit in your stomach when she looks at her phone and smiles, but doesn't show you why. You felt that exhaustion after a 3-hour argument about absolutely nothing. You're staying because you think you can save her, or because you're afraid of being alone. But let me tell you something, bro. Being alone is 1,000 times better than being with someone who makes you feel lonely while they're sitting right next to you. You ever wonder why it's so hard to leave a toxic woman? It's science, man. It's called intermittent reinforcement. She treats you like garbage for 3 weeks, and then just when you're ready to pack your bags, she becomes that perfect girl again for 24 hours. She gives you just enough sugar to keep you addicted to the poison. She's playing with your dopamine levels like a damn fiddle. You're like a gambler at a slot machine. You keep losing and losing, but you stay because you're waiting for that one win that you remember from the beginning. Wake up. The house always wins. And in this game, the house is her ego, and the currency is your life. Expanding on the professional victim, the weaponized tears. Let's go back to that victim type. You think you're being a man by protecting her, but listen to the language she uses. Does she ever talk about what she did wrong in her last relationship? If every single one of her exes is a psycho, guess what? You're next in line for that title. She uses weaponized tears. The moment you try to hold her accountable, maybe she spent money you didn't have, or she was caught lying, she starts crying. And because you're a man with a heart, you stop. You go from being the accuser to the comforter in 10 seconds. She just hacked your brain, bro. She realized that as long as she acts broken, she never has to be responsible. You're not her partner, you're her emotional janitor. You're cleaning up messes you didn't even make. And while you're busy cleaning, she's out there making more. Now let's talk about that validation junkie and the hell she puts you through. We live in a world where cheating isn't just physical anymore. It's emotional, it's attention-based. When she's posting those photos, the ones where she's barely wearing anything, and the caption is some quote about loving yourself, who do you think those are for? They aren't for you. She already has your attention. She's fishing, man. She's throwing out bait to see which bigger fish bites. You try to talk to her about it. She calls you controlling. She tells you, it's my body, it's my choice. Fine, it is her choice, but it's your choice to decide if you want to build a life with a woman who needs 10,000 strangers to tell her she's pretty every morning just to feel okay. That constant need for external validation means she has a hole in her soul that you will never be able to fill. You could be the best man on earth, and she'd still leave you for a blue check mark on Instagram if he slid into her DMs. Don't be the guy who pays the bills while she's window shopping for your replacement. This isn't just about her wanting a fancy dinner. This is about lifestyle creep and financial slavery. The materialistic strategist is a slow poison. She starts small, a pair of shoes here, a vacation there that you can't really afford. She uses shame as a tool. If you really loved me, you'd want me to have the best, or my friend's husband just bought her a Lexus. She's comparing your inside to everyone else's outside. She doesn't care if you have to work 14-hour days. She doesn't care if your hair is falling out from stress. As long as the neighbors think you're successful, she's happy. But look at what happens when a man like that hits a recession. Look at what happens when he gets sick. She doesn't become a nurse, she becomes a flight risk. She's a fair weather fan. She's there for the parade, but she's gone the second it starts raining. If you're building your house on her requirements, you're building on sand. The reason these women are destroying you is that you've lost your frame. You've made her the center of your universe. You've stopped hanging out with your boys. You've stopped going to the gym. You've stopped chasing your purpose. When a woman sees that she's the most important thing in your life, she loses respect for you. It sounds backwards, but it's the truth. A woman wants a man who has a mission that is bigger than her. If you're always available, always texting back in 2 seconds, always asking, "What do you want for dinner, honey?" You're not a leader, you're a servant. And these 6 types of women, they don't want to serve with a servant, they want to exploit one. If you're 20, you think you have time. You don't. These years are when you should be building your empire. If you spend them fighting with a chaos junkie, you're losing your prime building years. If you're 40 or 50, the stakes are even higher. You have assets, you have a legacy. A narcissistic chameleon at this stage can take half of everything you've worked for your entire life. She can turn your own children against you. This isn't a joke, man. I've seen men, strong men, end up in a studio apartment with nothing but a mattress and a TV because they fell in love with the wrong mask. Look at me, man. Really look at the life you're living right now. The sun's gonna come up tomorrow morning, whether you're happy or miserable, whether you're with a queen or a parasite. Time doesn't give a damn about your heart. It just keeps ticking. And the question you have to ask yourself tonight, when the house is quiet and the screen goes dark, is this: is she worth the man you're losing? You were born to build. You were born to lead. You were born to leave a mark on this world that isn't just a list of arguments and a drained bank account. Every minute you spend trying to fix a woman who is fundamentally broken is a minute you're stealing from your own legacy. You're not a hero for staying in a toxic situation. You're a martyr for a cause that doesn't exist. She's not going to change because you loved her harder. She's going to change when she decides to. And honestly, bro, most of these types never do. They just move on to the next guy who hasn't seen this video yet. Don't let that be you. Don't be the guy who wakes up at 60 and realizes he spent his entire prime being an emotional doormat. You deserve a woman who brings peace to your life, not a storm. You deserve someone who looks at you and sees a partner, not a paycheck or a project. But most importantly, you deserve to respect yourself. Straight up, the world is hard enough on men as it is. Don't make it harder by sleeping next to your own worst enemy. If you're feeling that weight in your chest right now, that's your soul telling you it's time to move. It's time to level up. It's time to put your frame back together. Before you go, if this hit you where it hurts, if this felt like the conversation you've been avoiding with yourself, then you're exactly where you need to be. Hit that subscribe button. Don't do it for me. Do it for the version of yourself that's still fighting to get out. Join this brotherhood. We're not here to hate. We're here to wake up. Leave a comment below with the word freedom if you're ready to stop settling for less than you're worth. It's a signal to yourself and the rest of us that you're done being a victim. Take a deep breath, stand up straight, and remember, your peace is non-negotiable. Guard it with your life. I'll see you in the next one. Stay sharp, stay dangerous, stay real.